find rivalries across the fruity plain from coast to coast, but in the South, where they say the game just means more, there's only one game considered the Deep South's oldest rivalry. From black jersey debuts to prayers and Jordan hair, this matchup has had it all. A live look between the hedges, Sanford Stadium and Athens. It's the Auburn Tigers and the Georgia Bulldogs. Reese Davis, David Pollock, Jesse Palmer with you, and Holly Rowe is down on the sideline. Hello, Holly.
Anytime you step between the hedges at Sanford Stadium, you know you are on hallowed ground in college football. This is one of the best places you'll ever watch a college football game. The red and the black, the dogs, even the Uggas are buried in the stadium. This is one of the most iconic spots in all of college football. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. Looks like he's going to bring it out. Knocked down right at the 25, and I guess he breaks even, bringing it out of the end zone. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Running inside, it's Cobb. Gets away from one, he's got space. And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the first down.
And, man, you don't have to be a great play caller to give that guy the football, right? Like, feature him. The offense goes through him. You've got to love this running back. And he just finds a way to make those chunk plays like he just did, setting the tone. And, Palmer, sometimes the defense, they need to see you for a second so they realize how fast, how powerful, how good you are.
Yeah, and the defense said all the right things leading up to this game. We're focused on stopping the run. We want to be the more physical team. We're going to make them one-dimensional. Well, you just got to run down your throat early. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. So for this defense now it's time to show up. You got to bow up now and start doing something about it.
And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You're the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins this one.
They couldn't make the connection on second down. Now a 3rd and 7 to keep the drive alive. Brown will throw it. He's going to take off. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. This offense has moved into plus territory, and they want to keep the heat on. They'll go for it on 4th down. Here comes the heat. And he's sacked. Great work there by this defense.
Coaches talk about it all the time. We're going to be aggressive. Well, they're aggressive on that first drive. They go for it on 4th down. No dice. Now you put your defense on the field. I like the aggressiveness, but now you got to deal with some of the consequences.
Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Win with the running game on 1st down, now back at it. Handoff for Frazier. Couple of guys there to get him on the ground.
And what a great job by the defense here. 1st down, 2nd down, 2 straight runs. They stuffed both, and that was a big key for them coming into this game. They want to set up 3rd and long situations, and now those edge rushers can pin their ears back to get after the quarterback. They can mix up and disguise their coverages on the back end, hoping to create negative plays and takeaways.
It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Got his man. He goes down. He needed to get forward to pick up that 1st down, and now they've got a decision to make on 4th. Making side adjustments here. On fourth down, looking to pass. He turns that loose down the right side. Hauls it in easily enough for the first down. Touchdown, Dogs! This crowd absolutely loving it as he rolled into the end zone. And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it?
No doubt. In a game like this, too, you just want to be executing it at a high level early. So, David, that's got to feel great getting on the board first.
And settles everyone down. All the nerves, all the emotion of this rivalry game. Now everybody can kind of settle in because you know you already got a touchdown on the board.
On the run from inside his own 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
And they'll line up from the 31 on first down. They're going to ride this running back. There's some room. They get him at the 42, but he picked up 10 there.
You know, in the SEC, you're going to have to run the football if you're going to win games. And you can go on and on talking about great Auburn running backs back in the day, but right here, right now, if this team's going to win an SEC championship, they need to force feed this guy the football and let him go to work.
They are dialed in on this drive. A couple of chunk plays, and now they'll snap it on first down. Looking for space. It's Cobb. Ridden out of bounds at the 45. A big play for this offense.
And this offense is clicking, man. This defense is going to have to find something in a hurry, right? That's 3 plays. That's 3 first downs. They've got to do a better job of affecting this defense, getting some penetration, winning at the line of scrimmage. You can't let them just move down the field and get a first down on every single play they run.
And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
Draws and screens are a great way to slow down really aggressive pass rushers. It allows the defensive ends and the defensive tackles to run upfield. The offensive linemen kind of push them upfield, go down to the next level, try to sneak in a big play.
Just what they'd hoped for on third down as they've got a first at the 32. The Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Cobb. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play. Guys, only Minnesota and Wisconsin have played more often than Auburn and Georgia. This rivalry is rich in tradition.
And you're right, Reese. This goes back to 1892. A long time. This game has been heated. You know a bunch of the names, a bunch of the storylines. And speaking of storylines, how about the mascot for Georgia? Literally trying to bite an Auburn wide receiver. That's how real this rivalry is.
The Dogs are off the leash and coming after him on third down. To the ground to try to pick up the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
This drive, this offense is really focused on physicality, man. Running the football. Look at right here, right up the gut. Nice play. Nice job just controlling the line of scrimmage, putting a drive together. This offense really doing a good job right now.
Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Going to work on second down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Brown wants to pass. Intercepted. They were back in their own end, and they stopped the drive. Takes it the other way. He's at the 40. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
defense sets the tone early in this football game. We're still in the first quarter, and this is looking like they're putting a complete game together. Offense scoring, defense scoring. Palmer, they're up 2 touchdowns already.
Yeah, you got to give this coaching staff credit. They have their guys ready to go, and this is what you call firing on all cylinders early in a game.
And he tacks on the extra point. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Just able to get out to the 18-yard line on the return before he stopped. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Looking for a crease. It's Cobb. Just gets it to the 28. Pickup of 1.
A lot of times you see these defenses, man, they pull the run blitzes. They understand the formations. It might be a run, play the percentages, and then you got to deal with the big defensive tackle inside. So more bodies near the line of scrimmage. Everybody's got to pick him up, but they didn't block the most important guy, the big fella right in the middle.
This home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. And the missed connection on 3rd down.
You know, there are a lot of coaches out there who believe bye weeks sometimes can take away your rhythm. That might be the case with this offense right now. They just don't seem to be clicking in the passing game.
Auburn sends out the punting unit. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Now on the return. He gets a block. He'll be guided out of bounds, but not before a nifty return on that one. This should be the last play of the quarter. The run inside. It's Phillips. Defense makes a stand as the clock runs down to 0. We've reached the break, and Georgia is on top. Man, that was an impressive and dominant first quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. So 2nd down here as we're back at it after the break. Looking to throw at Stockton. Showing the arm strength to the left. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete. Not sure exactly what went haywire there, but the timing was just off.
And that's your job as a defense, right? You got to find a way to disrupt the timing and jam wide receivers or get to the quarterback and make him feel uncomfortable, but you can't let that timing be easy and effortless. Nice job by the defense.
Well, they weren't throwing to the sticks on that 3rd down. They hit the drag route. They get a nice gain, but that now sets up 4th down with more yards to go, and it's decision time. I think moving forward on 3rd downs, you got to start thinking about routes down the field.
On the way, and you betcha, a 59-yard field goal.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50-plus, and he did it with ease.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner will be brought down. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. They've fallen into this big hole, and they are pretty desperate for answers right now. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
This is not going to get any easier. You're already down. You know it's passing situation, and you got to protect your quarterback, and they can't do it.
Lofts one high and deep. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
That's really good discipline by this defense because they've given up some yards on the ground. And so naturally you think, be more aggressive, commit more bodies. Nice job staying patient, playing your responsibility on the outside, not giving up the deep ball, making them earn this, go down the field, and not give up those big plays.
Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. Back has it. Found a little room out of the Wildcat that time, just short of the first down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete. For a quarterback, those mechanics need to be second nature, but sometimes they can get a little rushed.
Yeah, and we've seen that. We've had spin sessions on the field before games with Jesse, and just gets on that back foot a lot and just can't stay consistent at all. It might be the hair gel, you know, weighing him down, but that back foot just...
Makes a grab and room to run. They finally get to him, and what a play there to pick up the first down. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone.
Maybe a crease. Driving his way all the way down to the 3-yard line. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Keep it on the ground. And he breaks the play. Touchdown, Bulldogs! No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, you know, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
The returner will field it and try to get some field position. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Auburn's offense headed out to go on the attack. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point in the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
Brown will throw it. Under fire. It's complete to the right. That kind of play will get a drive started or help your field position. They've got it at the 27. Wonder if they'll be conservative on 1st and 10. Running inside. It's Cobb. So runs like that can really help your field position as they're up at the 35.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
After the 9-yard pickup on 1st down, here's 2nd and 1. Back to pass. Grabbed in the middle. It's Nimrod. And he'll pick up the 1st down, but he got drilled on that tackle. And the Tigers will hustle to the line. Looking for a gap. It's Cobb. Still running at the 40. Offense on the move. A big play there. Gets it to the 30. Tempo and overdrive. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quickly to the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there. Timeout called by the Bulldogs. That's their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the 1st half. barely picked up a yard with that last completion. It's 2nd and 9. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Cobb. Timeout on the field, and that's the second call by Georgia. They're down to 1 timeout left in the half.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
He's got him. Just couldn't find any room, and he wound up throwing it in reverse. They lost yardage. Now on 4th down, they'll try to come away with 3. And they'll kick it from the left side, a 44-yard try. And it slips just inside that right upright.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Dropping back, it's Stockton. Pocket breaking down. Just gets rid of the football, nobody to throw it to. It'll be 2nd down.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there, I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Unloads to the wideout. Snagged in the middle. It's Taylor. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down.
Well, they have a massive lead, and we're only in the 2nd quarter, but they're not calling the dogs off. They are staying aggressive, and they are taking shots. Another hook up there for this offense. Everything that they are dialing up is working to perfection. They're looking to add already to their blowout lead.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Motion from the back. Now the play fake. Fires downfield. He makes a catch. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the 1st down.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now. Having given up multiple 1st downs on this drive, somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleeding.
The Dogs come to the line with a new set of downs. Gain of 8 yards on the play. He's too short of the 1st down.
Now, you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times, they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most time in those slot positions.
He'll be pulled down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line as they play a little pitch, catch, and run.
It's really easy to say the word RPO and say I'm going to run them, but you got to make those decisions, and you got to make them fast. You can't get confused by all the craziness that's going on, by all the guys moving around or talking. Nice job by the quarterback, staying in the moment, seeing it, throwing the slant, making sure he makes the right decision.
Several defenders get an assist on that tackle. They keep pushing forward, now back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6. Back to pass, it's Stockton. Fires into the end zone. And he was going for the touchdown there, and they couldn't make the connection.
And you're not going to see many of those. That's a gift for this defense. You don't see this guy miss very often, especially to put 6 on the board. That was a big missed opportunity for this quarterback and this offense.
Wants to throw for it on 3rd and goal. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
You simply don't see that very often. A quarterback of this guy's caliber missing a guy wide open in the end zone. He makes those throws in his sleep.
Here comes the field goal unit. Nestled just inside that right upright. And now the lead is even bigger.
And I like the way this defense just finished. And I know they're trailing, but they didn't give up the touchdown. Got a little bit of momentum. Not much time left in this first half, but you got halftime to make some adjustments, come out with some energy, but a nice stop here.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? They're going to open this drive with a pass. Pulls it in. It's Johnson. And the big fella couldn't elude the quarterback who makes a sure tackle. Back to throw, and they've got to be aware of the clock. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining.
This quarterback is getting frustrated, and you can see it now, right? They've had some possessions, but they only have a field goal to show for it, and he's now starting to take shots. That time, that was not the right look to throw it way down the field here at the end of the first half, but the defense loves this because right now, this quarterback is playing right into their hands.
Well, they finally stop him, but he found some running room on that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. And we are headed to halftime. Both squads headed into the locker room to make some adjustments. Gives us an opportunity to check in with Kevin Connors in our EA Sports College Football Studio Update.
Gents, the cream is rising to the top here 7 weeks in. Let's take a look at today's action. Let's lead things off with Houston taking on the number 19 team, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. And it's Houston keeping things within arm's reach here in this ranked-on-ranked battle. I think the plan here is just to get to halftime, then figure out a way to pull this out in the second half. Here now some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now.
They'll snap this one from the 30 on 1st and 10. Offense changing the play. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Fires to the tight end. Just keep moving this thing forward. He's out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 37-yard line.
Well, one thing you got to say about this guy is he's very, very poised. He knew he had that defender bearing down on him. He got hit right as he threw it. Still, though, it didn't affect his accuracy. Nice job getting that completion.
He gets it past the sticks, and Georgia has a 1st down.
The old toss, right? Toss it to him on the perimeter, get on the edge quickly. The receivers better block on the outside. Go get me some positive yards, get a fast guy in space. Nice play call.
Unloads it left. And it's incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see who the call's on. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. So it's now 1st and 20 after that holding call. Wide receiver comes in motion. To the air, it's Stockton. Now improvising. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Makes the grab, it's Taylor. And they're able to make the tackle.
Great job by the quarterback thrown against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph where you're throwing the football. You cannot eyeball wide receivers. So great job by the quarterback using his eyes, not staring down his guy, and then throwing him open.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. He fires a bullet to the right. On target over the middle. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the 1st down. And the Dogs go back to work after moving the chains through the air. Here's a little room there. Touchdown Bulldogs! The offense puts up 6 with that trip to the end zone. The Dogs are starting to hunker down, and they are sinking their teeth into the Deep South's oldest rivalry.
And the red and black going crazy, the fans going nuts, and Georgia has dominated this rivalry of late. Auburn fans are sick and tired of the Dogs. Man, they got to do something about it.
And right down the middle. Here's the return from inside his 10. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Tigers sending out their offense ready to get this drive started. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And after your defense just went out there and gave up a touchdown and let them build the lead more, you really need to come out with this drive and answer. And the running game is not it. They were ready for that.
It's a fumble. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Defensive coordinators always preach swatting and batting at the football and trying to punch it out, trying to dislodge the ball from the ball carrier, and boy, they did it right there.
Here's a give to Frazier. There he goes. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. Georgia hunkers down in the red zone. Looking to throw, it's Stockton. It's caught. Touchdown, Georgia! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So here comes the Auburn offense. And after that last turnover, David, prime example, sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
And it just puts you behind the 8 ball. I mean, this offense has to do something. Put it together. You got a deficit, Palmer. You need some mojo. Something needs to go your way.
At this point of the game, they've got to score touchdowns every time they have possession.
They feed him again. Has plenty for the first down, and they stop him at the 28.
Wow, the running back there showing you his skill set as he's able to rip off that one for a first down.
Offense has it at the 28 on first down. They'll run play action. Gets it out quickly. And tackled there by the defense.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch. He went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the D.
The run inside. It's Cobb. And the defense snows him under after a very short game.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going. It's squarely.
Lots of running room. Past the 30. The 10. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Auburn.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. They'll start on the ground with Frazier. He's stuffed after picking up 1 to the 23.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Picked off. What a play to set him up. And he has taken it all the way back. Touchdown, Auburn.
about a game-changing play for this defense? Stepping in front of the football and knowing what to do with it, taking it all the way to the end zone.
And he added the extra point. And he's going to bring this one out. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter. Back to pass, it's Stockton. The short hands, it's Frazier. Midway point in the season, in games like this one can have a big impact on the rankings from week to week as we see upsets happen and favorites continuing to flex muscle. One more period to go and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. And a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Using his legs, it's Temple. Picks up the first down. Maybe some room here. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down. The Bulldogs come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. They'll give it to him again. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And that was a big-time stop defensively. Being physical, creating a negative play on that last run. Now you're setting up third down. This is the critical time. You've got to find a way to get off the field. You're trailing late in the game. Give it back to your offense to go see if they can score.
Here's the heat. And he can't make the connection on his first attempt. Let's see if he settles down.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on third down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. Fourth down, baby.
He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. When the defense got the stop, they could have used a few more of those earlier. Still a big deficit here late. And that pass incomplete. The defense got a hand on it.
And this passing attack has not been great today. It hasn't found a way to manufacture those big plays and to scare this defense. And now, in passing situations, trailing, this is a tough spot for this offense.
Rush is on him. He'll pull it down and run. He's knocked down, short game, maybe a pickup of 3. That defense rallied to the ball in a hurry. Brown wants to pass. Escapes the pressure going right. It's incomplete, and he's lucky to get that one back. Almost intercepted.
This defense has just been all over this guy all game long.
Look at this, guys. The offense appears to be going for it from their own side of the field. On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. They've got him for the sack, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
There's not many play calls on the sheet to score a bunch of points really quickly, so you got to go for it here. I like the aggressiveness, but this offense continues to miss the mark, and they just got to score more points. They got to do better, right, Palmer? That's expert analysis. They got to do better.
They're trying to run the football, and there's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
They go right back to it. Plows ahead for a pickup of 1 to the 32.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they have this game in hand right now, but we'll see just how aggressive they want to be on offense. Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. He's going to try to knock one through from 49 yards away. He needed a little late boost from the crossbar, but he gets it to go through, and that will extend their lead even further.
They never ask how, they always ask how many, and that thing off the crossbar, inches away from a miss. It was a pretty long kick. Kicker gets just enough of it and puts 3 on the board.
Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. Running inside, it's Cobb. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Brown will throw it. Steps away to find some room. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. A deep throw as the clock winds down. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He'll field the punt. He's going to get loose. Really nice job all the way around. Got a few blocks, made a couple of moves, and a good return on that one before he's pushed out of bounds. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today too, David. They had a really good game plan coming into this one, and they went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy now. Do we keep chucking the pill and keep trying to score?
Might have a chance. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
And this is exactly where you want to be as an offensive coordinator. Like when you've got the lead late in the football game, just run the football, eat the clock. Man, they've put a good day together. They've had their way with this defense. A lot of positive things.
Turning it on. Just steamrolling the defense. Takes it into the end zone for the touchdown on the final play. The denouement. The epilogue. The finishing touch.
And they just keep piling on the points. We've seen in big moments in this game, they have been able to step up and deliver, particularly on offense. Very impressive performance.
They reeled off 6 straight to start the season, undefeated, bowl eligible, but when you have that kind of record, the possibilities seem limitless.
What a great way to start the season. The best way possible, right? Like 6-0, taking care of business, building momentum. This squad continues to climb up the ranks. They're getting better. They're getting more respect. 6-0 is the best start you could have, Palmer, but they're looking for more.
88.